Two coworkers. Same job title. Same $78,000 salary. Same office, same commute, same paycheck landing on the same day every 2 weeks. Coworker 1 drives a leased SUV that's $640 a month before insurance. Their closet has 4 pairs of sneakers still in the box. There's a projector and screen in the living room they've used 6 times. Every few months, something new shows up: a smart grill, a standing desk, noise-canceling headphones to replace the noise-canceling headphones from last year. They make good money. They just never seem to have any of it. Coworker 2 drives a 7-year-old paid-off Corolla. Their apartment has a couch, a bed, a desk, and almost nothing else, not because they can't afford more, but because they stopped buying things they don't actually use. They put $1,200 into investments every single month, automatically, before they ever see the money. They've never missed a contribution. Same income. One of them is quietly becoming wealthy. The other is one bad month away from a credit card balance they can't pay off. Coworker 1 isn't reckless in any obvious way. No gambling, no secret debt spiral, no dramatic vice anyone would notice. They just slowly built a lifestyle that quietly requires every dollar of that paycheck to keep running. Coworker 2 didn't stumble into their situation either. At some point, they figured out something that changed how they saw every purchase. Owning less doesn't mean living smaller. It means living on purpose. And living on purpose is what creates the gap between income and expenses that actually turns into wealth. This isn't a story about who earns more. It's a story about a math problem almost nobody actually does: the real cost of the things we own. Today, I'm walking through the rules that people who are quietly good with money follow, whether they make $50,000 a year or $500,000. None of this is about deprivation. It's about finally seeing the bill that's been hiding behind the receipt. Every single thing you buy has 2 prices. The first one is on the receipt. The second one is the one nobody shows you at checkout, and over time, it's usually bigger. The second price tag is made of 4 things: space, upkeep, attention, and what that money could have done instead. Take that underdesk treadmill everyone bought in 2021. It takes up roughly 15 square feet once you count the clearance space around it. In most cities, that square footage is quietly costing you somewhere between $35 and $55 a month in rent or mortgage, whether you use it or not. That's $500 plus a year to store a very expensive coat rack. Or take a jet ski sitting on a trailer in the driveway. Insurance, registration, winterizing, the trailer hitch, the occasional repair. Owners typically report spending close to 8 to 10% of the purchase price every year just to keep it road legal and running. A $12,000 jet ski costs over $1,000 a year to simply exist in your driveway, whether you ride it twice or 20 times. Then there's the cost you can't put in a spreadsheet: attention. Every object you own is something your brain has to track: where it is, whether it's clean, whether it's insured, whether it still works. Studies on clutter have found that a visually cluttered home measurably raises cortisol and makes it harder to concentrate. Your junk drawer is quietly taxing your focus. And last, the money itself. Every dollar sitting in a possession is a dollar that isn't compounding somewhere else. That $9,000 you put into a camper that's used twice a year could have been $9,000 in an index fund. Give it 15 years of average market growth, and that's closer to $30,000 you traded for 2 annual camping trips. One more example, because this one surprises people every time: a home theater setup. The projector, the screen, the surround speakers, and the acoustic panels might run $6,000 upfront. But then there's the dedicated room, or at least the square footage it occupies full-time. There's the electrician bill if the wiring needs upgrading. There's the annual just-in-case bulb replacement. Added up over 5 years, and the real cost of that movie night convenience is often closer to double the receipt for a room most households use a few times a month. Add all 4 of those up, and a huge number of the things people own cost more to keep than they cost to buy. The price tag is just the entry fee. Rule 1. Price it by the use, not by the tag. Before any non-essential purchase, do one piece of math. Estimate how many times you'll actually use the thing, then divide the price by that number. That's the only number that tells you the truth. A $180 pair of boots worn twice costs $90 per wear. The same $180 spent on boots worn 150 times over 3 winters costs $1.20 per wear. The expensive pair is the cheaper one. This single calculation kills most impulse buys on the spot. A $90 kitchen gadget used 4 times a year is $22.50 a use, a genuinely bad deal for whatever task it does. Meanwhile, a $2,200 mattress used every night for a decade works out to about 60 cents a night for something that affects your sleep, your energy, and your mood every single day. That's one of the best purchases a person can make. Price per use cuts straight through marketing and impulse. It answers the only question that actually matters. Rule 2. Run the disappearing test on what you already own. Walk through your place and ask, item by item, if this vanished tonight, would I go buy it again tomorrow? Be honest about the answer. Would you rebuy the bread machine? The exercise bike doubling as a towel rack? The jeans with the tags still on from 18 months ago? For most people, most of the time, the honest answer is no. Things that fail this test aren't neutral. They cost you space, cleaning time, and mental bandwidth while giving nothing back. They're not there because you want them. They're there because removing them takes more effort than ignoring them. People who are good with money get ruthless here. Sell what has resale value, donate what someone else can actually use, and throw out what's simply trash. It feels uncomfortable for about a week, and then it feels like exhaling. Rule 3. Boredom is not the same thing as broken. There's a very specific pattern among people who earn well but have nothing saved. They replace things that still work purely because they're tired of looking at them. The couch is fine, but a new one is on sale. The phone still does everything it needs to, but the new model has a slightly better zoom. The car starts every morning without issue, but this year's trim has a nicer dashboard. None of this is really about function. It's about novelty wearing a disguise. The rule is simple. Something gets replaced when it stops functioning, not when a newer version exists. Phone replacement cycles alone illustrate the scale of this. Most people upgrade every 2 to 3 years, even when the old phone works perfectly. Run that pattern over 30 years, and it's tens of thousands of dollars spent solving a problem that was never actually a problem. The same thing happens in the kitchen. The blender still purees everything it's asked to, but a friend just posted about a new one with a slightly quieter motor. The cookware set has some scratches, but still cooks food perfectly evenly. None of that is a functional problem. It's a comparison problem, and comparison is a very expensive habit if you let it drive purchases. Boredom isn't failure. A better model existing somewhere isn't failure. Genuine mechanical breakdown is failure. Everything else is a marketing department doing its job well. Rule 4. Make spending annoying and saving automatic. People don't beat bad habits with willpower. Willpower runs out by 3 p.m. They beat them by rebuilding the environment, so the easy option is the right one. On the spending side, delete saved cards from shopping apps, unsubscribe from every retailer email, add a mandatory 24-hour pause before any non-essential purchase over a set amount, and don't walk into a store without a specific item in mind. On the saving side, set contributions to leave your account automatically on payday before you ever see the balance. Keep only a small buffer in the checking account you actually look at day to day. Treat the transfer to investments like a bill that's already due, not a leftover. The 24-hour rule alone tends to erase a huge share of impulse spending. Most cravings for a thing fade within a day if you don't act on them immediately. People who save well aren't more disciplined. They just built a system where discipline isn't required in the moment. Rule 5. Actually count what you own. This sounds excessive until you try it once. Pick a category, shirts, shoes, coffee mugs, whatever, and count exactly how many you own. Write the number down. Most people guess low by a wide margin. Someone estimates 15 shirts and finds 40. That number alone changes behavior. Buying shirt number 41 feels completely different than buying a shirt. People who manage their spending well often set a soft ceiling per category, maybe 25 pieces of clothing, maybe 1 in 1 out for shoes. The limit isn't the point. The friction of hitting a limit is the point. It forces every new item to justify replacing an old one. Rule 6. Borrow or rent before you commit. Most new hobbies get used hard for about 6 weeks and then quietly die in a closet. The excitement fades before the gear does. So test first. Want to try golf? Rent clubs for the first few rounds. Curious about woodworking? Use a local maker space before buying a table saw. Thinking about kayaking? Rent one 3 or 4 times across the summer before buying. This does 2 things. It tells you honestly whether the interest is real or just a mood. And if it is real, it tells you exactly what gear you actually need instead of guessing. Most first-time buyers overbuy badly. Garages across the country are full of ski gear, guitars, and camera bodies from hobbies that lasted 1 season. Renting first is how you skip becoming a museum of your own abandoned interests. Rule 7. Every big purchase drags a chain behind it. A single purchase is rarely just one purchase. Buy a boat, and you've also bought a trailer, a hitch-capable vehicle, storage fees, insurance, and a maintenance kit. This is the ripple effect. The true cost of anything is never the sticker price alone. A home gym doesn't stop at the equipment. It usually needs flooring, mirrors, and sometimes an electrician for outlets. A pool isn't just a pool, it's chemicals, a cover, furniture, and often a fence for code. A motorcycle isn't just the bike, it's gear, storage, and often a truck to move it. Before any major purchase, price the whole chain, not just the first link. A $4,000 decision is often a $7,000 or $9,000 decision once everything it drags along is counted. Seeing the full chain turns a lot of reasonable purchases into obviously bad ones, and it works in reverse too. Selling one big thing usually kills an entire category of ongoing costs with it. Rule 8. Decide what enough looks like before the raises start. This is the trap that catches high earners specifically. They never define a finish line, so every raise just becomes a new floor. Income goes up, lifestyle goes up to match, and the new lifestyle becomes the baseline that needs another raise to feel like progress. Someone making $250,000 can feel exactly as squeezed as someone making $70,000 because their spending grew right alongside their income. The fix is deciding in advance what enough actually looks like. What size home is genuinely sufficient? What car meets the need without needing to impress anyone? What enough clothes looks like? Then earn toward that number instead of letting the number keep moving. Decide a $70,000 a year lifestyle is enough, and then start earning $160,000, and that $90,000 gap goes almost entirely toward building wealth. Never define enough, and the same $160,000 income can vanish with almost nothing to show for it a decade later. This is why 2 people with the exact same raise can end up in completely different places 5 years later. One treats the raise as evidence they've earned a bigger life. The other treats it as confirmation that the gap between their spending and their income just got wider, and lets that gap do the compounding for them instead of a new car payment. Rule 9. Wealth is measured in choices, not stuff. The common way to measure wealth is by looking at what someone has: the house, the car, the visible markers. People who actually understand money measure it differently, by what they're free to choose. Can you leave a job that's making you miserable? Take 3 months off for a family emergency without panicking? Say no to a well-paid opportunity that doesn't align with your values? Retire earlier than everyone assumes you will? Those options are the actual definition of wealth, and they only exist for people who've built real distance between what they earn and what they spend. Someone earning $220,000 and spending $210,000 has almost no options. They're locked to that income no matter how uncomfortable it becomes. Someone earning $75,000 and spending $48,000 has enormous freedom to absorb a bad year, take a risk, or walk away from something that isn't working. Every purchase is really a trade. You're exchanging some amount of future freedom for a possession right now. Sometimes that trade is worth it. Most of the time, it quietly isn't. Rule 10. Small resets beat once-a-year purges. Most people who try to declutter do one massive purge, feel amazing for a month, and then slide right back to where they started within 2 years. The purge feels productive. The slow refill afterward goes completely unnoticed. The fix is smaller and more frequent. A 5-minute weekly glance at anything new coming into the house. One category reviewed each month, a bigger check in each quarter. Removing 3 things a week is sustainable. Removing 300 things once a year is exhausting and usually gets postponed indefinitely, then abandoned. The ongoing version also builds awareness you don't get from a once-a-year purge, which categories creep back the fastest, which emotional states trigger buying, which marketing tactics work on you specifically. That awareness is what actually prevents the relapse. Here's how to put all of this to work without waiting for some perfect starting point. This week, run the disappearing test on one drawer, one shelf, or one corner of a closet. Not the whole house, just one contained space. Pull out anything you wouldn't buy again if it vanished tonight, and get it out of the house within 48 hours, sold, donated, or trashed. The goal isn't a dramatic before and after. It's proving to yourself that the test actually works. This month, pick your single biggest leak. For most people, it's either subscriptions, takeout, or a shopping app they check out of boredom, and apply real friction to it. Cancel what you can, delete the app, or force a 24-hour delay on that specific category only. Track how many of those "I need this" moments survive a full day. Most won't. This quarter, do one actual count. Open beauty products, streaming subscriptions, board games, whatever category tends to multiply quietly in your house. Write the real number down before you guess. Set one soft ceiling for that category and let that ceiling do the work of stopping future purchases, not your willpower in the moment. And ongoing, put a number on enough. Not someday, this month. What's a genuinely sufficient home? What's a car that does the job? What's a wardrobe that covers every situation you actually have? Write those numbers somewhere you'll actually see them again, because the moment your income moves past what you've defined as enough, that's the moment the extra starts building freedom instead of just raising the ceiling. There's a part of this nobody talks about enough. The relationship between spending and money runs in both directions. Owning less frees up money, but having more money in the bank also makes owning less feel completely natural. Once your savings account actually has a cushion and your investments are visibly growing, the itch to buy something new quiets down on its own. A lot of what drives spending isn't the object at all. It's a search for security, and when that security shows up in your bank balance instead, the object stops feeling necessary. That's the quiet engine behind 2 very different spirals. Spend less than you make, and the gap turns into savings. Savings turn into a sense of safety. Safety lowers the emotional pressure to buy something to feel better. Lower spending accelerates the savings even further. Each lap around that loop reinforces the next one. Run it backwards, and it's just as powerful in the other direction. Spend everything that comes in, and there's no cushion, which breeds a low hum of anxiety. That anxiety gets soothed, briefly, by buying something. The buying erodes the cushion further. The anxiety comes back stronger. That loop keeps spinning until something forces it to stop: a layoff, a medical bill, a car that finally gives out with nothing saved to cover it. Which loop someone is on says more about their financial future than their salary ever will. Plenty of high earners are stuck in the second one, working hard and ending up with nothing to show for it. Plenty of modest earners are quietly riding the first one straight into real security. None of these 10 rules ask anyone to live with less joy. They ask a different question. Does this thing actually add to my life? Or did it just show up and stay through inertia? The coworker with the paid-off Corolla and the empty second bedroom isn't rich because they earn more. They're building something real because they got honest about which purchases were actually worth their second price tag and which ones were quietly costing them a future they hadn't priced in yet. The choice is the same one available to everyone watching this, regardless of what's currently in the bank account. Keep buying things that own a little piece of you back, or start buying the kind of freedom that compounds. That's what enough and ahead really means. Know what's enough, and everything past that goes toward getting ahead. If this helped, subscribe for a new video on money and minimalism every week.